Hello, welcome to episode 166 of Fibertown. Sorry, I got distracted. You might hear little boys screaming in the next room. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome. This is episode 166. It's the 16th of September. I'm a little rushed today. Oh, it's 2016, 9/16/16. Hi everyone. My name is Emily, Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and Fibertown with an R-E on Instagram. And Instagram has been getting on my nerves lately. There was someone who tagged me in a photo, not like an official tag. They mentioned me in the text of the comment. It was about supported spindling, and I glanced at my notifications on my phone, and I was like, oh, I'm going to look at that later. And then I went to look at it, and it had disappeared. I can't find it. So if that was you, re-notify me, please. I am very curious because you were blaming me for getting into supported spindling. So I want to see what you're up to because I will happily accept that blame. So, a few things to talk about. We've got, oh my goodness, stuff going on. Okay, so we have September is the Smart Along in the Ravelry group, Fiber Space Town podcast. And Intuit Knits, the lovely Lori, hand-dyed this gorgeous skein, and that's going to be the prize for this month. So gorgeous. It's on a neighborhood fiber base, and lovely. And then we have Fleecewise. Oh, the podcasters involved are busy prepping for that, and we're very excited. And I know that Claire of New Hampshire Knits is going to be releasing her episode for Fleecewise next week sometime, and she's got lots of great content. So I'm really looking forward to that, and you should hop on and listen when it comes out. She has an audio podcast, and she's delightful, and her podcast is amazing, and she does a bit of a podcast from her chicken coop most weeks. And this week, they just got a rooster. So go over and find out all about him and everything else in the New Hampshire Knits podcast. And today we have our second Fibertown on the road. The dog is acting strange. She may come and say hello. So yes, we have BlueRidgeKnitter, who is adorable. And at the end of her segment, you will see one of the cutest babies I have seen in a very long time. So she shows what she's working on. She talks about where she lives, and it's just a delightful segment. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I will put that at the end of the episode. You want to come say hi, don't you? Come on. I'm going to wait till she presents herself. Here she comes. No, I have nothing for you to eat here. Stay. All right. Oh my goodness. We're going to talk about you some more later. This is Lady Booplesnoot, otherwise known as Alice. This is her Booplesnoot. Yeah. So, there's a giveaway in addition to the Smart Along that I would like to talk about. Now, Kimberly, who has Shop Teasel, has designed an amazing kit to go with the Tinctoria cowl. And now you're getting down so I can show things. The Tinctoria cowl, here is one, is made with Kimberly's naturally dyed yarns. And this is a Pacific Northwest merino produced by Abundant Earth. And I'm going to just put this one on. This is one of the cowls. This is the provisional cast-on edge. It can also be worn the other way with turning around. I like this way a lot. So this is one of them. Adorable. And this is the one that's lined with the Abundant Earth Merino, which is a mill on Whidbey Island near Seattle, which sources merino from the area. And it's run by a lovely young woman. Now, this is the other one, the original one I made, that doesn't have, it has a different yarn as a lining. But all of this yarn is dyed with plants and insects and things like that. Gorgeous. Kimberly's dyes are color fast, like you might have never used a natural dye before, or a naturally dyed wool. They are color fast. There is zero bleeding. This is a white merino. It was all blocked together, wet blocked. Absolutely stunning, stunning yarns. And I'm going to show you some pictures today. And Kimberly's sending a set to give away. So you might be wondering what's in the set. Well, she has at least 4 colorway choices. And you can go on her Instagram feed to see some of them. And I'm going to show you and tell you all about the cowl and the kit. All right, so let's see. Here's the info. The kit goes live on the 19th. Okay. The list price is $72 for the kit, and here's what it combines. Here's what it includes. Oh, and there is a coupon code for viewers that will take it down to $65 instead of $72. Let me just say what the coupon code is now. It is Alice Poo, all caps. So just like Alice's hashtag on Instagram, Alice Poo, all caps. Yes, I'm talking about you. Okay, so it includes a bag. Now I'm going to show you the picture of what it includes. So she says it will be okay to order more than one kit in an order and have the discount applied to all the kits you order. It will also be okay for the same customer to order kits on the 19th and the 20th and still get the discount. Right now the kit is hidden in the store, but there is a photo, okay, listing. So it'll be available the 19th. Okay, this is something really interesting that she said, which sort of ties into how I described the cowl in the pattern description. Some of the colorways I've been working on haven't been as repeatable as I had hoped, as the plant colors vary depending on the soils they grew in and where the dye company sourced their stuff. Some of my dyes are from different companies this round. Luckily, plant dyes are always pretty and there are no failures, just surprises. So again, to quote Fibertrack, it's not perfection, it's magic. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's what it includes. All right. One 14 by 11 by 4 sturdy canvas project bag featuring an embroidered Boston Terrier silhouette in honor of Alice, Emily's faithful co-host. 6 33 grams each skein of worsted merino wool, plus 1/2 skein, 50 grams, of fingering weight merino. A pattern code to redeem your cowl pattern, which I will also email to you when I process your order so you can get your pattern right away. And a few happy surprises just to make things fun. Each kit will make 1 cowl with ample yarn remaining for wrist warmers or other small projects. Only 25 of these very special kits will be available for 2016. Orders placed by the September 30th will be shipped on October 3rd via USPS priority mail. Orders placed on or after October 1st will ship per usual until the kit inventory is gone. Patterns and yarns will continue to be available for purchase. So the yarns are going to be there, but the kit is a limited time thing. And the pattern by itself will be available late October, I believe. Okay, so the coupon code, let's see. Oh, she notes that the pattern code is provided because we know how many people read store patterns on iPads or other devices instead of printing them out. If you prefer, she's happy to print the pattern out for you and put it in a protector sleeve because she's great like that. You will not receive a pattern code in your kit. Okay, good. Sorry, reading an email. So let me show you what just insanity. I don't know if I should show you some of the special surprises, but here is an example. You've seen this perhaps. That's the bag there. It doesn't say Tinctoria on the bag. You are bugging me, dog. Stop it. Here is another. Yeah, you can see it looks like she's going to include some of those amazing cards, and there are stitch markers that are very special. And there's the bag. And she sews amazing things. And there's one example of her, one of her colorways. Let me show you another because, holy cow. I know. I may have to have this one. Incredible. So 33 grams. So you get, for this price, you get well over, you get almost 8 ounces of yarn. Of the worsted. Then you get the fingering, then you get the bag, then you get the goodies. and the pattern. So amazing deal, really. And it's all, you know, very special yarn, naturally dyed, super squishy merino. So yeah, the coupon code is AlicePoo, $65 for a bag and like 8 ounces of yarn, approximately. It's pretty amazing. So to win the one she is going to give away, and she's sending it to me, I don't know what colorway it is yet, but I will show you on Instagram as soon as I know. To win that one, I want you to go to her store. I will open a thread in the Ravelry group. Go to her store and tell me 2 things. Tell me something you find intriguing in her store, shopteasel.com. And then I want you to tell me, go on Instagram and tell me which colorway you like the best out of the ones she's shown so far. So yes, so exciting. So September 19th, coupon code AlicePoo. Okay, AlicePoo is down here bugging me. I don't know what she wants. All right, let me show you my FO this week. I made the Willow Tank by Green Line Studio. I can't pick you up, I'm showing stuff. I made the short version, and I didn't make this big hem. Sorry, that's the dog bumping the table because she's being a jerk. That's enough. So, it's just fresh from the wash. This is an Andover chambray. I love this. It's like sashiko embroidery, that Japanese embroidery, but it's part of the fabric. So I've lost quite a bit of weight this summer, and so I measured myself and I said, is that really my size? Okay, well, let me just sort of pattern hack between 2 sizes. Went okay on the bottom. The top is a little tight around the armpits, but it fits. Stop it. Stay. Weird dog is weird. She's been weird all day anyway, maybe I'll tell you that story later. Okay, so the bust darts are not my favorite. I may have screwed up the tracing of them when I made my pattern pieces, when I traced the pattern pieces onto Swedish tracing paper. But next time I will make this again because I think it's a great layering piece. I just did a regular hem down here. Next time I make it, I might use the bust darts from the washi dress. Love that pattern. I've gotten my money's worth. It's a great pattern. The bust darts look awesome. So that's my 1 FO for the week. I have 3 works in progress to talk about. The first one is brand new, and that is a pair of kilt hose. It's the cable kilt hose pattern by, who are you by? Eye Candy, stop it! I Can Yarn. I think I Can D Yarn. This is a jerk dog right here. Goodness. All right, she's been locked out of the playroom. And she wants to get in there and play with the boys. So, oh great, now my other people are home. All right, I'm gonna have to pause this in a minute. Let me just tell you the story of Alice, and then when I come back, I'll show you the kilt hose. So Alice is very afraid of the heating vents. In fact, she likes to sniff them and listen into them because you can sort of hear people talk in different rooms through them. But she'll do it like craning her neck over to them from a distance of at least 2 feet away. I accidentally kicked one this morning and it came out. And she's, for the past 5 hours, has been hiding. Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so I was talking about the cable kilt hose by Candy Wheatcroft. All right, so these are on my new Zing DPNs from the Woolly Thistle. And I'm going to show you, the yarn ball band. Here it is. Okay, this is a Ross Farm. And it is their, here it is, Outlander 2.0, their Cheviot yarn. It's a 3-ply sport, 250 yards. I might need I probably will need a second ball. So these are on US 4s. Yes, US 4s. I don't remember the millimeter Nope, it's not on here. So here they are so far. Hopefully my husband will wear these to Rhinebeck. I have my Totoro marker, this little soot sprite. And yes, that's a heck of a lot of ribbing. It's meant to be folded over, so it looks like this. So then we have this little cable starting. There's a cable on each side and a little bit of rib on either side of the cable. There we go, you can see a little bit. So, Cheviot or Cheviot is the traditional wool breed used to make Scottish kilt hose. And my husband shall be wearing a kilt at Rhinebeck. And, you know, he's like, but Emily, I have no Scottish heritage. I'm like, yeah, but you have Roman Empire heritage in there somewhere. And they wore kilts way before the Scots, right? The military thing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure you have Phoenician and Roman and Iberian heritage, and all those folks wore kilts, at least if they were in the Roman army. Yeah. Anyway, kilt hose, awesome. What else can I show you? Well, I have a breathing space on the needles. I'm highly distracted by my family today. I don't usually record when they are around. But they're around today. I just got quite a look. Okay, so Vera Valimaki, breathing space. My short rows are done. Now there has been talk about where this hits me bust-wise. As far as the, yes. Sounds good. Put on shoes, okay? It is no longer summer, kids. Okay, so this hits me, I guess, I tried it on about 2 inches above the apex of my bust. So I like that. And then the short rows fall from there. They fall, they cascade from there. And that is as written, more or less. So the yarns in here are just delightful. Tamar is the gray. That's a blacker yarn. It's a long wool blend. And then this contrast is hedgehog fibers in the teacup colorway on the BFL nylon base. Really love it. I really love it. It smells lovely and woolly. And it looks awesome. It fits really well so far. So can I get it done for Rhinebeck and the kilt hose? Only if I stop spinning. If I stop spinning, then I can get it done. So, yeah. There's the breathing space. Now the third work in progress is the Portland pullover. It's out of one of the Shelter issue of Taproot magazine, which I believe was last winter. And knitting on this has reached a certain point and then it has ceased in favor of the kilt hose and the breathing space. Yes, here we go. Oops, sorry, those are some sleeve underarm stitches there. I talked a bit about this last time. Now the body I have really kind of just made up. In fact, you can see some of these decreases right here in the front, center front, that are giving a bit of a, not really a pleat, but a little bit of a, you know, some decreases there that I added. I love the short row garter yoke and the funnel neck. Now I bound this funnel neck off 3 separate times because it was too tight. It wasn't going over my head. So I have achieved a nice head hole now. It's just fine. So, and I've even started on one sleeve, but it's super boring. And it's been put on hold in favor of sexier knits, as it were. This is chunky wool that is hand spun from my very first Rhinebeck fleece. And yeah, there's the back. You can see the yoke is done in a spiral, so you can sort of see the faux seam there. This is a Corriedale Rambouillet fleece that, did I card? Yes, I carded this on my drum carder and spun it wool and 3-plied it. So I have plenty of yarn left, more than enough. I was worried, but no worries there. I will probably do I would probably monkey with this quite a bit because it's flipping, even though I did the recommended amount of gartered rows. It has gotten a cursory dip. It hasn't been blocked. But I don't know, I may add like some sort of attached I-cord to weigh it down some more. We'll see. So really this could be done very, very soon if I would just concentrate on the sleeves. But I have to wind another ball of yarn. So, you know, that's challenging. All right, so that was the Portland Pullover by Carrie Bostick Hogue. Spinning. I have spun up my Highland Handmaids, and this is a superwash merino silk blend, 40-40-20. I've spun this blend of heathers before, and it's squish-tastic. That's the technical term. Still a bit damp on one end. Oh, excuse me. It's allergy season here. Okay. Here is the first part of it. I did this in two parts. I spread the singles out onto 3 bobbins. I did a 3-ply, a traditional 3-ply. Here's the first one. This is, the colorway is called The West, and it is very Easter eggy to me. Gorgeous. I envisioned a hat, maybe it's a chunky yarn, sort of a chunky-ish hat. And then I had 2 of the singles, because I miscalculated when I was winding my singles off onto 3 bobbins. I have 2-ply of the same, and this is about 65 yards. So this will go on my blanket whenever I decide to work on that again. So now, oh my goodness, this one, yes, I think I was showing, ooh, hang on a sec. Don't like the basket I've started using for my podcasting materials. It's giving me issues in terms of stuff catching. So hang on one second as I gently extract the skein from this demon basket. There we go. This was a gift from the Spicy Homemaker, Melissa. And she has the Spicy Homemaker podcast, and she's just generally awesome. So this is Victoria House Fibers. And this was a mixed BFL Tassa. This is my handwriting, the Nebula colorway. 300 yards of an end ply, chain ply, Navajo ply, whatever kind of ply you want to call it. I call it stunning. So again, a wool silk mixture. There's nothing quite like a BFL silk mixture. I spun this. It's technically woolen because I'm letting twist into the drafting zone. But rather than have my supporting drafting hand kind of nearer the orifice and farther from my hand holding the fiber, I have my my supporting hand, my drafting hand closer to my other hand. So rather than, this is like my typical woolen, this is how I was doing this one. It's just more slippery. So I modified the way I did it. Just kind of want to moan when I look at these colors. Beautiful. I see an MPG knit out of this. It's one of my designs, which is like a cowly shawlette, not a shawlette, capelet, cowl, more of a cowl. But it's a very versatile thing to have and to wear. MPG stands for multi-purpose garment. So I've been working on also my Rockland's Rambouillet. Put a little of that on the wheel. I figured I've done a couple of colorful things. Now I need to do just my plain white wool. Do another skein of that, another 3-ish ounces. And then I have been prepping my Lincoln fleece. In the house right now, I have all 3 fleeces that are unspun. I have the Lincoln, they're all washed. Lincoln, a Coopworth Cross, and a Gotland. So yeah, the Lincoln is closest to being done. It's less wool than the other fleeces. But yeah, I'm drum carding it. It's really long and I'm a long staple length, gorgeous. I've shown you guys. It's from a farm in Maryland. I'll talk more about it. I'll talk more about all my fleeces on Fleecewise. My part is going to be the first week in October. So yeah, I'm prepping that. And the only other thing I have to show, oh wait, no, I did a little bit of natural dyeing today. I have this to show you and one other thing. Oh my gosh, that does not show the color true at all. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, hang on. Maybe here? Nope. Crazy. Okay, well this is looks gray on the screen. It is a camo green. It's even more of a green than a camo green in real life. This is clever of me. No. This is the bag I had it on because it's damp. I took some hibiscus blossoms from my neighbor's garden today. They were fallen. No, this is still not right. Anyway, it's a much more vibrant green. I expected burgundy or pink and nope, green. Because the hibiscus flowers were bright red, but this is a gorgeous color too. So that will go with all my other naturally dyed skeins. Oh, and I wanted to talk more about the Tinctoria cowl. We'll see. Okay, last thing. I'm quilting. I'm doing quilt as you go, and let me see. These are supposed to face opposite directions. They're tilted. And this is a method from the Quilt As You Go Made Modern book. You may have seen this on other podcasts. I think I heard about this on the Love Sock Wool podcast, which has a ton of quilting inspiration. I may or may not make this into an actual quilt. It may be more of a little quilted runner for my bedside table. This is the Flow line of fabrics from Moda. It's a charm pack, so they're 5x5 squares, and I am doing the Ballard blocks, sort of. So very simple, but the Quilt As You Go. Here's another. Hang on a sec. Here's another shot of the quilt. The Quilt As You Go, really cool stuff. So you have pre-cut batting. I'm going to add, borders to these. So you just put them right sides together. You sew, you open it up, you press, and you quilt right onto the batting. So you're not making a quilt sandwich. And then when you're done, there's a way you join them. I don't know what that way is yet, but I will find out. It's in the book. So that is started. I don't know. I've been weaving too. I've been flitting around my craft room as if I have ADHD, which I don't think I do, but it seems like I have it in my craft room. All right, so the Tinctoria cowl, I should have said this at the beginning, but I was distracted and I wanted to get on with the show, as it were, and so I can get you guys to visiting with BlueRidgeKnitter. But let me just say a few things about the cowl. So, as I said, this will be available sometime in October, late October most likely, and I mean, it'll be available if you buy the kit right away. It's ready, but we wanted to give the kit time before we made the pattern available. Okay, so let me just read to you some of my thoughts as I was writing up the pattern for Tinctoria. So Tinctoria is often found in the Latin name of plants that are used for dyeing, and the cowl itself embodies the concept of terroir, which is a French word that is almost untranslatable. It really takes into account the effect of local geography, weather, soil on a particular product, whether it's a food product or a wool or a dye, as Kimberly was saying. Plants that grow in different soils have different, the dye that comes from those plants has different properties than plants that come from another place. So if you add the talents of and efforts of people and sheep to that terroir idea, then you have the Tinctoria cowl. So it sounds rather grand, I know, for a little tiny cowl, but a lot goes into making such a thing possible. So the Pacific Northwest region provides the land and the climate where the local merino flocks grow squishy, squishy wool. Lydia Christensen, who owns the mill Abundant Earth on Whidbey Island, sources and mills the wool into that bouncy and strong yarn. So it's then expertly and creatively dyed by Kimberly from Shop Teasel. She uses weld cochineal madder, for example, to produce these amazing colors that are color fast and just delightful. So it is really a culmination of all those efforts and effects and qualities and the local geography and the soil that go into the terroir of making this tiny cowl. So it's provisionally cast on with worsted weight wool and then quickly knits up into the slip stitch pattern, which is stripy. So the lining, I told you, is a fingering weight. It hides the yarn ends, which is really nice. You can just knot your ends as you change color. And it provides extra warmth and squishiness, that gorgeous merino inside. And yeah, so the concept of terroir in a tiny knitted cowl. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I hope I've said everything I needed to, and I'm going to turn you over to the delightful Blue Ridge Knitter for Fibertown on the Road. I hope to have more of those very soon. If you're working on one, get to me soon so I can include more. And I think I'm going to have one from a knitter who's visiting Spain. So even though I couldn't get there this year, hopefully we'll get to see some knitting in Spain. So until next time, take care. I'm back because I just couldn't resist coming back. I remembered what I wanted to say, and I'm all right here. Oh, the concept of terroir is it applies to sheep breeds. I recently watched the movie Rams on Netflix, which is an Icelandic movie, which is quite hilarious and disturbing and informative all at once. Anyway, not that disturbing. Anyway, it involves some Icelandic sheep, and their characters in the movie, they have names. And it just got me thinking about the concept of terroir as it applies to sheep. For example, there is a type of sheep, well, it's actually just, it's more like the geographical location of where the sheep live. They live in Normandy, near the coast, and they're called pré-salés because they're pastured on, I guess, brackish marshes where they have, it's close to the coast, and they eat grasses that grow in more salinated conditions. So the meat of these sheep is, pré-salé means pre-salted. Okay? I know that might not please vegetarians or, but that's just, it exists. So the same concept applies, for example, in the production of Parmigiano Reggiano, which is Parmesan cheese. It's a cow's milk cheese, and it's seasonal. You may not know this, but depending on, it's produced in Emilia-Romagna. No, it's not. Is it? Okay, never mind. Anyway, I was trying to talk about location, but it's seasonal in the sense that the milk that the cows give depends on what they have eaten. And in the springtime, they're eating fresh, green, very, new grass. So the milk is different, therefore the cheese is different. So again, effects of soil, climate on a food product. In different times of the year, the cheese will be different, depending on the milk the cows are producing, what they're eating, what kind of soil, impact of soil on the plants. Then the cows eat the plants and they give the milk, and the humans make the cheese, and it all just changes depending on all of those variables. So why, I was thinking of those Icelandic sheep, and really, how long before you take a sheep out of its original terroir? You know, how many generations does it take for that sheep to evolve into something different, even if there is no crossbreeding? And maybe that's something I can delve into in Fleecewise a little bit. But, you know, I'm assuming Icelandic sheep are not going to do well in hot and humid climates. You know what I'm saying? They are clearly, they've come from the Vikings who brought them to Iceland, and you know, they're very suited to those conditions. And, you know, how long would it take for them to adapt and change? Would the meat be different? Would the wool be different? I think so. You know, cashmere goats produce that soft, downy, warm fiber because they are living in extreme conditions, mountains in Mongolia, where it's very cold. They need that undercoat to be mountain goats. So, you know, I don't think you could produce equally good cashmere in Texas. You don't have the conditions. So yeah. So terroir is sort of in everything we look at, which is why, you know, in woolcraft, which is why it's so important potentially to do that place-based yarn, get wool that is suited to a particular place. I think, anyway, I've rambled on a bit about this, but it's something to think about, it's something to explore further, and I intend to do that in Fleecewise. Okay, bye-bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Charity and you can find me everywhere as BlueRidgeKnits. I'm on Instagram, Ravelry, and YouTube. I do have a podcast. I've only got a few episodes up so far, I think 3. Should be getting a 4th one up soon. So yeah, come and check me out. I hope you enjoy what I share with you today. I do not have an Etsy shop yet. It is in the works. Hopefully very soon. I have 3 kids, 5, 3, and 6 months old. My 5-year-old is going to start kindergarten in like 3 weeks. I can't believe it. And my 6-month-old is teething. We're waiting for those first teeth to come through, and you can hear it in the background. I've been trying for days to record something and just haven't found a better time than right now. So we're just gonna, hope you guys don't mind the sweet cooings of a baby in the background. Hopefully we don't get interrupted. You know, it's okay. So I'm just gonna go right into some of my recent FOs. I am going to make 3 flax sweaters for all the kids. Flax by Tin Can Knits, and this is my first one. It's the 6 to 12 month size, and I just added some striping on here. This is Cascade 220, the chocolate colorway, and Rowan Superwash Worsted Weight in the Buttercup colorway. And I just did 1 row of the Buttercup and 3 rows of the chocolate in between, and I just carried the yarn up the side right there. It's under the sleeve, you know. I did these with size 6 and 8 needles, just as the pattern calls for, and my gauge is a little loose, so on the second one that I've started, I went down a needle size to accommodate for that. This is my first adult sweater that I ever made. I was gonna wear it, but it's just a little bit too warm. Still, it's August in North Carolina. It's hot. I live in the mountains, so it's not too bad. We're past the hottest part of the summer now, but it's still pretty warm. This is the Mama Vertebrae. I don't remember the designer. I have a project page for it. I did garter stitch for the button band, but there's no buttonholes, and for the bottom, and then I decided to do 1x1 twisted rib for the cuffs, because I don't like the way garter stitches on cuffs. I like ribbed cuffs. This is worsted weight Plymouth yarn, non-superwash, and the colorway is Tulip Wood. It's a very lovely heathered lilac-y color. Another recent FO I have, I did these for the cookie jar cowl. Candace from Pin Feathers and Pearls and Laura from the Fawn Knits had a cookie jar cowl. And I also put these in a couple other knit-alongs, I can't remember. But these are the monkey socks by Cookie A. And they are Fiber Nymph Dye Works in a club colorway she had for leukemia and lymphoma awareness. So it's very, yeah, you know, everyone's made them. It's a fun little pattern. I don't know if I'm into lace socks very much. This is another one I have. This is the Coldest Summer Shawl. I cannot remember. I should have looked this up, huh? I don't remember who it's by. This is a North Carolina dyed yarn. I can't remember the dyer either. It's all on the project page on my Ravelry. Blue Ridge Knits, all one word. So that is a few recent FOs. I have some more on my podcast. And some whips I have. We'll start with the first one. This is my main one at the moment. This is another flax sweater by Tin Can Knits. Cascade 220 in the chocolate colorway. And the stripes for these are in army green. This is for my 5-year-old little boy. He asked for green and brown stripes, so green and brown stripes he got. And for this one I did 4 rows for each color. Because it's for a boy and it looks more fun that way. I really like this color green if you can't tell. So yeah, this one I did on size 5 and 7 instead of 6 and 8. I went down a needle size and it seems to be better. I actually haven't measured my gauge yet. I probably won't until after. Whoops. Okay, so I probably won't measure my gauge for that sweater until after it is off the needles and blocked. Next work in progress is in a bag that I made. This is my favorite bag I think that I have. It's got a pretty little chevron lining. This was my birthday cast on this year. And it is going to be it is already, the campside shawl. I don't remember the designer's name. I forgot all my notes. I wrote them all out and I've been trying for days to record this, like I said, and it just now, the time presented itself, so I just ran with it. So this is a Cascade sport weight, I have it. Cascade Heritage 150 sock yarn. It's a sport weight, 75/25 superwash merino nylon. It's 150 grams, 492 yards. So hopefully that'll be enough. And I've also got, this is Knit Picks Highland Sport Bear that I dyed myself. It's the non-superwash Highland wool, 100%. But I dyed this one myself, so this is going to be the second ball I use for that. And then I've got a third one of a dark green for the border if I run out of those two. But I don't know if I will. We'll see, because the pattern is written for DK. I'm doing it on sport, still with the size 7 needles though. I like the nice, loose, airy fabric it makes. And then my final work in progress I have is my Drachenfels. I have not worked on this because it's so big at this point. I am on to the final section. So it's just, you know, I've got 15 rows left or something. I don't even know. Ridges maybe. Oh, I started a row already. But it's very large. And then I'm down into this last section. So I'm almost done, and I think once the weather cools down, I'll be able to pick that back up and work on it. Yeah, so those are a few of my works in progress. You can head over to the podcast and check out some more. Hopefully I'll be recording again soon. I also like to sew. Showed you those. I have some other sewing stuff that I didn't grab. You can look at my podcast for it too. I will be starting. Hold on one second. I will have an Etsy shop soon because this little girl, this is Magnolia, she's 6 months old. She does not like it when I leave for work. I work part-time outside of the house, and it just gets harder and harder to leave her every day. So I will hopefully have a shop soon where I will be selling hand-dyed yarn, and stitch markers, project bags, notions bags, some quilted bags. Been having a lot of fun playing around with that. So follow me on Instagram and you will be updated on everything. New podcast there. If and when I open the shop, when updates will happen. You can just keep track of my life too, and my works as they're happening, and my growing family. You can see everyone on there. So thanks. It's been great sharing with you guys, and I hope to be talking to some of you soon. Thank you.